Welcome to this cutting tutorial done by global educator Stephen Bazazzi. In this tutorial, Stephen's going to be breaking down a short creative woman's haircut, which is focused on maintaining length throughout the back of the head, a short choppy textured fringe, and some shorter internal round layers. In terms of the sectioning, Stephen's going to be working with 8 sections in total, 4 in the back of the head, 2 above the occipital bone and 2 into the nape. 2 on the side areas through the sideburns and the temple region, and then 2 zones on the top of the head, separating the 2 sides, giving us 8 in total. The area that we're going to start the layering is going to be through the top of the radial section, where Stephen is pointing out where the head starts to round from the top to the back. He's going to be using his comb to see exactly where that point is, and then he's going to be taking a horizontal panel on that top internal layer. The reason why he's working a horizontal round shape first is so he can get a guide established for the whole side of the top zone. Once he's got that side established, he can then work vertically from the back into the front, working with that length from the back area as the guide. Horizontally it's going to be round, and vertically it's also going to be round with the shape on the top zone. Now that the first side has been completed, we can see how internally layering can really create a very soft external line as well on the fringe area. Although we may personalize the fringe and add texture, we can see that the round shape gives off a very beautiful textured and soft finish already on the perimeter. Once you're happy with how it's looking on the first side, this is now a good time to move on to the second side and working through in the same systematic process from the middle at the back all the way into the front. You can stand the same side. Stephen's standing on the left-hand side of the client as a left-hander. As a right-hander, I would advise on standing on the right-hand side on the shoulder of the client, as you'll be able to cut up the line with the scissors. Once we have our horizontal guideline in through the top of that panel, Stephen's now going to move behind the client and start working vertical sections, working with his fingertips closer to the head and his knuckles further away, using the angle of the head to his advantage and working with more elevation with his knuckles. This will technically create more of a triangular shape, working from a shorter length at the internal shape on the roundness of the head and creating a longer length towards the bottom where the perimeter sits. Again, he doesn't need to work with over direction on the horizontal axes. We're now moving in towards the back zone on the same side that Stephen has just cut through the side panel. He's working a vertical profile guide right down the center of the head, taking a guide from that top back section again, which is going to act as a length reference to start creating his round shape through the roundness of the head at the back. You can see that that guide that he cut first and foremost at the start of the haircut has been pivotal to the length that he's cut through the sides and also through in towards the back area. Stephen's now going to apply the product as all of the internal shape has been cut. He's going to be working with Aveda Miraculous Oil, which is going to add a beautiful bit of moisture into the hair, a little bit of shine, and really just enhance the overall condition. Now that we have the hair completely dried and flat, Stephen can now start to work some personalization, specifically through the perimeter, where he's going to be working with the points of his scissor to create more of a distinct texture through the edges, which is heavily broken up, working with a combination of slicing down the last third of the hair and pointing in towards the edges, just to create that deconstructed feel through the perimeter, which these haircuts look really, really great with. Create as much deconstructed feel as possible. Again, he's opted for the thinning scissors to create that look and creating quite heavy triangles and chunks throughout the fringe area, which will give this really editorial feel to the fringe. Stephen's going to be working with Aveda Texture Tonic Spray, which you can use in wet or dry. It works really great in this dry textured finish for haircuts like this, where you can spray it onto your hands and then work it through the hair for almost like half hairspray kind of feel, where it's going to give it that little bit of stickiness, bit of hold, but it's not going to hold it firmly in place like a hairspray naturally would. So it's increasing the texture, increasing the volume, but in quite a soft way. It looks absolutely fantastic and is a really cool hairstyle to wear for any female or even male with this length. We hope that you enjoyed watching this tutorial by Stephen Bazazzi. We hope to see you on the next one.